There we go. Look. It's
We'll
working.
go, are we?
I think we're on the go. Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice. Cheers. Oh, shit. Keep going.
Okay.
I just realised. There we go. This is live. Live video. Only it won't be live video. But no one needs to know that. Right. Welcome to the show. I think we're actually going now.
We're going.
Yeah, we're going.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So back to your story. So you were racing on Gran Turismo live.
Yep.
And-
Yeah, which doesn't happen very often. And I definitely don't usually come anywhere other than last. But I managed to get up into second because I sat back, which doesn't usually work for me. Sitting back and waiting, I'm usually just, I've got to get up there. But I sat back and I waited and I watched these two guys nut themselves out. They bashed each other for probably half a lap until they both eventually lost control and I just drove on.
Ran straight past them.
Second to last lap, and guy dive bombed me right in the first corner of the last lap. Dive bombed me, and that was it. I was into sixth. Couldn't get back out of it. So it gets to the end of it, and I went to send him. Tried to send him a message calling him a cock, but PlayStation won't let you send swear words.
Oh, really?
Yeah, blocked me straight away. I just thought this a bit rude. They could at least let me send it to him and then ban me for 2 weeks afterwards.
So you couldn't type the word in, or just wouldn't
I
send?
could type cock, I wouldn't send it. Yeah. But he's Australian, so it's kind of expected, to be honest.
Didn't try like the COCK number O to try and get around it.
Oh, no. Next time.
Yeah.
Maybe C asterisk K, he'll know what I'm...
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, look, I was in second place and I was about to win and I crashed and I was swearing and I was like, oh, fuck this. And then they just booted you off or something. Your car stopped. Cannot continue.
No, cannot. You know. Yeah.
Oh,
So there you go. You can't swear on... and you can't call people gay either.
Can't you?
No, my brother found out the hard way that you can't call people... I think he called this guy faggot.
Ah.
Yeah. He got banned for 2 weeks.
From playing on Gran Turismo?
From PlayStation Network.
Wow, the whole network?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think it was either a week or a fortnight. I'm not too sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Censorship is everywhere at the moment,
isn't
man.
it?
Like,
Yeah.
absolutely. What's the guy? Andrew Tate? Have you seen Andrew Tate? He's been on social media, just been mauling social media. He's an ex-professional, maybe world champion kickboxer, and, you know, he's a real alpha guy. Like he did that, and then what I've seen of him, he became for a while like an OnlyFans pimp, where basically girls were on OnlyFans, and he was getting them to start talking to rich dudes and like getting them to milk them for money. Like, okay, well, fly me to Dubai and blah 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 blah. I thought he's clipping the ticket or something. Like entrepreneur, you know. And so now he's been just doing a marketing and media blitz where he's basically started a little clever program to say, oh, here's my Andrew Tate Be Like Me program. So these dudes say, oh, yeah, I want to be like you. They sign up, and part of what he wants you to do if you sign up is, well, repost my videos and make sure you like and subscribe. And so he's just been turning up in everyone's feed, but he's got some non-PC views, I guess. And he's been booted off everything. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. They just, like in 1 week, they all just went, you're out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Wow. It's pretty...
Is this the guy that's got these weird ideas on how to pull a woman? Is it the same guy? Because I've seen a couple of videos pop up, but I didn't catch a name. It's the same guy's face.
It could be. There's heaps of dudes out there doing that same sort of thing, you know, like how to get chicks and all this, what have you. But this Tate's...
You go to the local poultry farm, don't you?
Tate's it's just interesting in that, some of the things that I've seen him say, I'm like, dude, you know, I don't completely agree with your approach. But then he's very much about speaking his mind and being able to say what he wants to say. And I agree with that 100%. Like, I mightn't agree with what he says all the time. I agree with the fact I think he should be able to say it. I don't think they should boot him. It's just like.
But that's free speech, isn't it? You're free to say what you like, but you're not free from the repercussions of what you've just said.
We're free to say what you like unless it's on a semi-private platform, and then
true.
we want to.
But then I would be the same if someone worked for me and was saying things that I didn't agree with. I'm the boss, man. If I don't agree with it, then I'm gonna shut you up.
True, I suppose. Depending if you think it's damaging
my house would be the same as well.
Damaging to your business.
Yeah.
If that was damaging to your business, but this isn't damaging to YouTube or Facebook. This is exactly what they want. This guy's getting thousands of people and subscribers. So it's actually banning him is damaging to their model. This is all about virtue signaling of like, we're on the left and this is not okay. We don't do these sort of things. But it's very anti-free speech. Like, if you don't like him, don't subscribe to him. Don't listen to him. That's...
yeah.
Don't you think?
I see what you're saying. I just think that there's young people that don't. I mean, you've got to admit that half the stuff he's saying is garbage, right?
Oh, look, I honestly haven't watched him closely enough.
But I mean, it's the same with Joe Rogan. They're only saying things to get a reaction, right? So banning him isn't necessarily stopping free speech. What it's doing is stopping younger people who are maybe a bit more influenced. Joe he's a cool guy, isn't he? What, ex-MMA? Runs MMA?
No, he's a commentator.
He's a commentator.
He's a judo practitioner.
He fights. He's muscly. He's got 10,000. He's got lots of money. He got
100 million for his Spotify deal. When Spotify said,
because he's Spotify only, isn't he?
When they said come and work for us only, get off YouTube and everywhere else.
There's a great
100 million.
There's another Spotify podcast called Behind the Bastards. If you've never listened to it, I have not. He does podcasts on bastards throughout history, and Joe Rogan's got his own special.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. And so I've just listened to one on Alex Jones as well, and Alex Jones is a special type of bastard.
Oh, I love Alex Jones. I love him.
Do you know he was a bodybuilder?
Oh.
Yeah, apparently he was super cut.
I didn't.
Yeah, like absolutely mind-bogglingly muscly.
He's a legit press guy, reporter. Like, I've seen video of him from
he's a fucking liar.
30 years ago, where he's like in the streets of, I don't know, Dallas or Denver or wherever it was in the States that he lives in. Like, there's some bylaw where you can't let your grass grow higher than this, but the local mayor, their front lawn, their grass is this high, and he's out the front like talking about this shouldn't be happening and blah blah. And I love him. I love the way he pops a blood vessel every time he's on TV.
How is that voice still working?
Yeah.
Like, that's like Joe Cocker. Joe Cocker's been punched in the throat, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I like Alex. I love his content. I love the fact he's so inflammatory. You know,
right?
Sure, he must get some things wrong, but I love the enthusiasm he hits things up with.
Holy shit! I don't think he's ever gotten anything right, has he?
Did you see? He's
I don't follow him. I've heard of him, and I've heard I don't know enough about him to really have this argument. To be honest,
I watched a little bit of his recent defamation trial.
Yeah.
He's an interesting character, and he had one of his young hosts on there. Like, that dude was cool. Like, if I was going to put someone in that, if I wanted someone in a military role, I'd get that kid. He just sort of had like the goatee beard and was just, you could tell it was not his normal place to be in a court of law, but he was very good about just being quiet, just giving the answers that was needed. He had, I thought, funny. I needed someone like to really play a tough military role. I'd get that kid. He's good. I don't know who he is or what he's like. I've never seen him on Alex Jones, but
funny.
Yeah, Jones. I had a friend who introduced me to Alex Jones back in 1998.
Really?
Yeah, back
Holy
then.
Shit.
This friend of mine, Really cool guy. Really cool guy. I'd actually love to get him on the show one day. He was a hairdresser back then. Now he works in mental health. But when I knew him back then, he was a hairdresser.
Same thing, isn't it? Hairdressing and mental health.
Well, yeah. One of the best conversationalists I've ever met. Like, anyone would just turn up at our place and he'd just start talking to them and chat away and chat. I think it's becomes from being a hairdresser. I think you're a hairdresser, you're cutting people's hair, you're standing there touching their body for 2 hours. You've got to talk. So,
Tim, you've got no hair. There's no way you've ever spent more than 10 minutes at a hairdresser's.
I would have made a great hairdresser, though. I tell Renee this all the time. So a while ago, because, she was like, oh, I want to go and get my hair dyed. I was like, I can do that for you. It's easy. Like, this is a piece of piss. I can do that. You can put the bleach in your
$10
hair.
from the supermarket in a plastic bag on your head for half an hour. Yeah.
And she was like, but to be fair, she gave me a crack at it. And I did it. And she was like, well, that's pretty good. She went to the hairdresser afterwards the next time, and then the hairdresser was like, who did your hair? And she said, my husband did. And she went, he's pretty good. I was telling Renee, I was like, I came second in the Australian Hairdressing Championships in 1987. She's like, you did not. You never told me you were a hairdresser. I did. It's true. But no, when I think back, looking back on jobs that I should have done, hairdresser, man. Fuck, who wouldn't want to be a hairdresser?
Yeah, fashion designer.
Fashion designer. Well, rock star. But rock star's a bit unattainable.
I should have been a rock star.
Yeah. Well, we all wanted to do that, but maybe
just
more
really like all the drugs.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at singing.
The drugs, the rock and roll, and all that stuff. There would have been a fun thing, but an achievable one. Like you could have got a job at Just Cuts as a hairdresser.
Could I? Yeah. Is that a retirement job or a beginning job?
No, I think it's a beginning job.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. So this friend I was talking. It's a dreadful story. I shouldn't tell this.
It's too late now. You don't have to.
So this friend of mine I was talking about, a great guy, he was working at a Just Cuts in Sydney years ago, and his boss was, I actually never met his boss, but his boss would come in the morning and would be complaining about his partner, how his partner had been bitching at him all night and keep him up, and then just drop in. So I just dropped 2 roofies into his drink, and that was it.
God. Just for some silence. Wow.
Just for some silence.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, this was Sydney in the 90s. Shit, man. Funny.
It won't have changed much.
I don't know. I would love to go back. I've been back for I've been back to Sydney once in the last 10 years for a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd love to get back for go and do a couple of weeks over there and take a holiday, just chill out and check out some places, see what's changed.
Yeah, we went back probably when Freddie was 2, so 7 years ago.
Did you live in Sydney?
Yeah.
You did?
In Manly, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, that's where me and Sam met.
Did you? Oh,
yeah.
I imagine it must have been the UK.
No. She'd just done 9 months in Asia and had a year visa for Sydney, and I met her about a month and a half, 2 months into her Aussie jaunt.
Oh, yeah.
And the rest is history. Yeah.
So when were you in Manly?
I can't give you a year. You'll have to do the
90s, though.
No, early 2000s. So maybe 2004, 2003.
Oh, yeah.
To 2003 to 2004, 2005, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And, but we went back and all our mates, everyone left. There was one guy left.
Yeah.
And but Sydney was still pretty much the same.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I don't think I'd enjoy going back as much as I kind of think I would.
Right.
Because the people just aren't there anymore. You know, the circle, because I had a great circle of friends when I was there.
100% it, isn't it?
It was just insanely good fun.
Mm.
Now I go back and I'll be like, I don't know where any of these people live anymore. You know, they've all grown up, had kids, moved away, different cities. I'd be like, well, I'm just living in a hotel in Sydney for 2 weeks. I'm not sure that...
We got Facebook since then, though.
True.
Which was so handy. God.
Yeah, but...
People slag Facebook, and like it is garbage now, but it's so good for just keeping up with...
Connecting.
Yeah, it's not even connecting. It was good when it first came out because, people you hadn't seen for years, old schoolmates and things like that. they'd just be snippets of their lives. And like, oh, sweet, that's what they're doing.
See, we have a very different take on that. When I first went on Facebook, I just got pounded by all of these kids from primary school. I couldn't even remember who half of them were.
Oh, wow.
I was like, who the fuck is that? I'd be messaging my real mates and going, do you know, who's this guy, Gary so-and-so? And they'd be like, you remember we went to school, they used to shit himself? I was like, fucking no idea who this kid is. You know, how are you, man? So I changed my name. So on Facebook,
right,
I have a completely different name.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
And so how's this? So when Renee and I got married, because I changed it like 20 years ago, a long time before when I first got on Facebook, because of the primary school mates.
Yeah.
When Renee and I were getting married, we sent out, like Renee's got a heap of aunties and uncles, like a heap of them. Like her mum's got, I think, 11 siblings, and her dad's got maybe 10 or 11 siblings.
Oh, God, really?
So there's 50 aunties and uncles and all that sort of thing. So we when we had our wedding, we said we can't afford to have 5,000 people coming. We condensed it right down. You know, we told people, and so Renee got a lovely card from someone, and it said, "Dear Renee and Inquay," because on Facebook my name's Inquay.
Yeah.
And so we just like, that's so funny.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, man, that's weird. That guy looks like Tim.
Somewhere I'll dig it out one day. I've got it on Victoria Street, just down from the big Les Mills gym. There's a not Patagonia. What's the other big outdoor?
Oh,
Kathmandu. I think it's a Kathmandu store. For about 5 years, they had this massive, big picture of me in this shot, like with a little snow tent, like on the wall, like big promotional thing on the outside window there. Only it wasn't me, but it looked just like me. Like it was 100%. It was me, man. Like
That's awesome.
If you were to look at it, you would go, "That's Tim." Like this, same profile. I looked at it and I was like, "That's me," but it wasn't me. It's some other random dude on the planet who
looks like you.
Who looks exactly like me.
I reckon we've all got a doppelganger.
Well, yeah, I've seen evidence of mine.
Yeah, I've met two of them.
Have you?
I've met one of them. One of them's famous.
Really?
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to get mistaken for Newsboy. Jeremy Wells.
Yeah, he's taller though.
Oh, he is much taller. He looks nothing like me. He looks like me if you're not looking at him. Yeah. He's not nearly as handsome. That's what you said, wasn't it?
What was that? He looks like you if you're looking at him.
If you're not looking at him, we look the same. But then there was another guy in Sydney. He was he played music at the Ivanhoe in Manly. He had his band would go there. And,
not Tim. What's his name?
Could very well have been Tim.
Tim someone. There was a Tim kind of looked a bit like you back in that era.
Yeah, and we were like,
can't think of his name.
And people kept saying to us, "You guys look like each other." I never got mistaken for him anywhere else. I don't think he did. But when we were leaving, he was like, "I've got to get a picture of us and send it to my missus," and she was like, "Yeah, you guys look the same." I'm like, "Oh shit, maybe we should be brothers."
Maybe.
Yeah.
I used to roll down to one of the local supermarkets a couple of years ago, and there were these Indian guys who worked there, and when I'd come in, they'd all kind of give me a look and giggle and smile. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Anyhow, I talked to them one day. One of them got the confidence up to go, "Oh, do you know who you look like?" I was like, "No, Bruce Willis."
Holy shit. Kind of, eh? Kind of, yeah.
And so I'd go in there afterwards, I'd see him, I'd smile, and they'd go, "Hey, Bruce, hey, Bruce."
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Classic.
That's what I thought.
You never yippee-ki-yay'd them or anything, did you?
No, they were good guys, so I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, they thought I looked like Bruce Willis.
Classic. Yeah, I can kind of see. Kind of.
He's got really bad Alzheimer's, dementia now, apparently.
Has he?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, he hasn't called me to tell me himself. Not for a while. We haven't spoken for a while.
Well, that's his loss, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's the word on the street. Yeah, he's got really bad dementia.
Bugger.
He's not that old. Hey, 60s?
I wouldn't have thought so, yeah.
Late 60s?
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah. Speaking of dementia, I saw a really cool thing. It's actually been around for a while, but I only just ran across it. You can get little LED lights. LED lights. We can get LED lights that push out infrared light. Instead of white light that you can see, it's infrared light.
Yep.
At a particular frequency, 670 nanometers or something.
Okay.
And if you build yourself a little helmet to stick on your head with a few of these like laid around inside there.
In strategic places or just anywhere?
Well, probably, maybe with some study, there's some better positions to put it.
Right.
But in general, put it on your head and let it run.
I don't know where else you'd put a helmet. Where else would you put a helmet?
No, that's a good spot on the head. Like those infrared heaters that you can get. They're outside. They're not real. They don't seem to be real hot, and they're far way away. But you can
just
feel
dry
them.
it. Yeah, they dry out moisture or something. Don't they?
Well, no, they're what's the word? It's not a radiant heat. Is it radiant heat? No, it is
it's radiant. Yeah, it's radiant and convection.
It's some sort of heat.
Yeah.
So when you put these LEDs with the infrared on your head, the infrared light goes through your skull and into your brain. And it causes nitric, see chemists out there, they'll correct us, nitric oxide, not nitrous, nitric oxide to be formed. And the nitric oxide causes the blood vessels in your brain to expand. So you get better blood flow into your brain. And this is having really positive effects on people who have got dementia.
Is that right?
Yeah, because they're getting blood to their brain. So I guess the brain's healing better, it's clearing rubbish out better, it's operating better. Yeah. Seriously, it's like the legitimate. And I'm toying with the idea of making them. And,
Right.
Yeah, because you do it for 6 minutes a day, twice a day. Well, I'm at the age, man.
What would these helmets look like?
Oh, I'm going to make it like, I'm going to have, when I build it, I'm going to use a colander.
Shit. It could just be one line as colanders. So you could, like the Flying Spaghetti Monster Party and the Pastafarians.
What?
The Pastafarians, they're a religious, they're a religion. Sorry, that's the word. They are a religion. And they all wear Pastafari, yeah. They wear colanders on their heads and their drivers and their passports and driver's license.
So they should. But if you're going to make a helmet of any sort, you want people to be taking the piss out of it. So make.
Do you know AliExpress? You can buy motorbike helmets for chickens on AliExpress. Without a word of a lie, I will send you the link.
Why would you do that?
Well, if you had a motorbike and chickens, then it makes perfect sense, really, doesn't it?
Is it for taking chickens on the motorbike with you, or chickens do they have their own mini chicken size?
No, I don't think they've got their own motorbikes. They don't have fingers, so they couldn't control the handlebars. And they'd spread their wings when they got up to speed. They'd just spread their wings and fly off
the back.
Yeah, so not aerodynamic, really.
Still, there's no reason that they wouldn't just fly off the back of your motorbike, is there?
Well, it'd be in a basket or strapped in or something, I don't know.
Right, with a helmet on. Mm-hmm. Chicken helmets. We've got a chicken here that adopted us.
No shit. I'm going to get a helmet then.
Yeah, you buy a helmet.
Yeah, let's get it on the podcast.
We'll catch the chicken and put it on. It came here about 2 years ago. Just turned up in the yard one day. I said to the kids, "Hey, look out the back." I said, "What is it?"
You still got those ducks?
It's chicken. No, we gave them to
the freezer.
We sold them to a lady who's got a property with a bigger area and bigger pond. The pond I've got for them was just too small for 4 ducks.
Yeah.
So that's where they've gone. But we're actually getting some more chickens maybe next weekend. One of Renee's friends.
Oh, nice.
They've got 2 chickens in a chicken house and they want to get rid of them, so they're coming here.
I had a chicken feeder. I got a chicken feeder at home, I think.
Have you?
Yeah. Like one of those ones they stand on and the lid opens.
Oh, yeah. What have you got one of those for?
Because we were getting chickens.
Oh.
That was a great story. Do you want to hear a story?
Yeah.
So out the back of our place is, we call it the 100-acre wood. Winnie the Pooh, right? It actually belongs to the council, and so the council land extends out past our place along both our neighbours and then joins this other bit of land that has kind of a hospital, hospice, some type of thing there. Anyway, the land has never been used. It's overgrown, all this blah, 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 blah.
Keep going.
And so me and Sam and I and the neighbour decided we were going to get some chickens because there was a potting shed there. So we covered it all in, put roosts in. we were already, Sam had organised to get these battery hens delivered. They were coming on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And then the weekend before, I'll backtrack, about 3 weeks beforehand, a lady up the road who works at the hospital was driving down our long driveway and for some reason crashed into the neighbour's fence and busted it.